Hello, hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is probably the first or one of the first videos that I'm putting out there, so please bear with me as I find my feet in this world of sharing ourselves visually with others. Now, I have really been going through what you could describe as an awakening. Um, this term gets thrown around a lot lately, so it depends on how you look at things. It's really a growing realization about how the world is, how we are, and just being more aware. It's relatively simple stuff, but it's difficult because of the way we think about things in our societies, really. And I think these days society itself is rather global, isn't it? So you really tend to have people everywhere in the world thinking about the world in relatively the same way. We're all pretty uniform now. There's not these that many societies that have different views of the world. Um, so yeah, I want to talk to you about this global awakening because what I've been realizing and what other people, many other people, are realizing is that things aren't exactly the way we thought they were. Um, the more you spend time paying attention to your reality and our collective reality, the more you'll start to see that certain things don't necessarily add up. Let me ask you this. Are you happy with how the world is right now? Don't just answer straight off the bat. Take a moment to think about it. Do you think that the world could be better than it is, or is it your ideal? Just work it through, right? This is for each and every one of us to do a bit of soul searching and to look at, well, is everything that I'm seeing around me the way I think the world should be? And the thing with that is, I think many people just take things for granted. They take a worldview that is given to them, for lack of other words. And this is really important, right? Because if you could change something, if you look at that and you analyze that, then maybe you realize you want to change something, right? If you do, then that's things are already beginning to shift, right? You're putting a bit of your awareness on bits of the world. Now, this I'm not saying that what the trap you can fall into is you can become depressed that, oh my god, this world is horrible, and all. I'm not That's not the point of this. It's about being aware of the storylines that you are being given by wider society, media, and people's beliefs, right? What if I told you that you are much more powerful than you think you are? You see, we as a society really are being fed the story of powerlessness, okay? It's that one person can't change the system and all of that. Now, I'm not saying, rise up revolution. Yeah, this is not about that. It, what needs to happen really is an internal revolution, because what we believe reflects out there. So if you have different beliefs that have been put into your psyche by society in however way, then you reflect those beliefs back into society and you strengthen the system that's being fed to you. And this you do have to spend a bit of time understanding and looking around, seeing what you feel could be changed, and looking at the beliefs that you have. Say you come across a piece of information that some sort of problem is going to happen in the world. Do you just internalize that right there and then and validate it and install it as a belief in your mind? Or do you allow a bit of wiggle room? Maybe, but maybe not. I think it's really important to look at that and to critically analyze the events and just leave a few questions in your mind. Look at the massive dichotomy in the world, the massive separation that we have now. There's people who believe this is good, and there's people who believe this is bad, and there's a major schism there. There's a major separation between them. We're starting to have no middle and just extremes. Well, those things are because people adhere to certain beliefs, isn't it? They really believe that this is good and that this is not good, based on the information they were given, based on previous beliefs that they had. If people were to analyze a bit more and just keep their eyes peeled, they would probably be less extreme in their views. But that's for everybody to decide. That's not for me to decide. But what I'm saying here is, really the core message is you are much more powerful than you think you are. You are much more powerful. You are a conscious creator of your world. And if you let someone else put beliefs inside of you, then you will create the world that someone else wants you to create. Not the world that you want to create, because you take beliefs for granted. I would say, try not to. Try to look at your core beliefs and see if they match your values. Not the value that someone else told you that you have, your real values. There's a bit of work to do here, but this is core to awakening from this kind of a dream that we've all been on. Kind of a world that we've created based on beliefs that we've been pretty much fed. We've taken for granted. There's a beautiful global awakening happening, and this is not going away. This is picking up pace because people are opening their eyes. People are starting to open their eyes to what's happening in the world. They're starting to realize they actually matter. And it's not just in the physical sense, but in the beliefs, because whatever you believe manifests. And I'll deal with that. I'll look into that and kind of try to explain that later from my experience. So I'm going on this journey. I've been on this journey for 3 years now, and I've realized that I'm at a point where I really want to share this with the world. I don't want to just keep it inside of me. What's the point? You have to share and start a global conversation. And there's a lot of amazing people on the internet and in the world that are working for this and spreading this message. But I want to add my personal view to it, my approach. And I want to hopefully build a community of like-minded people who are trying to build a world of tomorrow based on their views, not someone else's views, not society's views, not the accepted views, based on what they want to create in the world. So hopefully that resonates with you. I'm going to hopefully probably improve the quality of my videos. Maybe even a studio at some point. But bear with me. Thank you so much for listening. It's a pleasure to be able to share my views with the world, get your views, and together we can hopefully create a better world. Thank you.